This is one of my favorite sayings. It goes like this: if you follow the crowd, you're going to go only as far as the crowd. But if you follow Jesus, you'll go places that the crowd will never see. We have examples of this all throughout our culture and life where people don't follow the crowd. Good businesses and progressive companies, they're looking to ways to make things more efficiently and more practical. And that's why they're on a cutting edge. And likewise, I've been blessed to do the same thing, and I've been blessed to, with my craft and skill of coaching baseball and teaching baseball, is that I'm always looking for another way or more information, because I realize that knowledge will always increase in value. What I know today will be more valuable tomorrow, because when I compile it with other information I have, it's like a gold nugget. Another common phrase that gets kicked around in our baseball and softball cultures and communities is this: if you want to improve something, you measure it. So as you measure it, then you know how to train and work on it, and then we can go back after we're training to see if we're improving upon what our results are. So for a long time, I've seen our culture and community working with different, facets to improve bat speed. Hey, if we can make the bat travel faster, it'll give our players more time to react to a pitch. In theory, that sounds really good. I had a player once who told me who was struggling in minor league baseball. He was a good, decent round draft pick, and his bat speed was so advanced and so off the charts that he could put a batting tee at home plate, like a Tanner tee that had a flex top to it, put a ball on the home plate batting tee, and hit it over the center field batter's eye, not just over the fence. And this batter's eye was about 410 feet, 20 feet in the air. That's enormous bat speed. When it came to him seeing pitches in a live game with that kind of bat speed, just off the charts bat speed, he told me this. He said, Dave, when I get into the game, a minor league game, the ball looks like a pea to me. And it was hard for him to make a reaction. So from that point on, I looked at closely and examined that, I think we're missing a mark with all of our gadgets and tools to measure bat speed and get more hip rotation, powerful legs. I'm sure that adds up and equates to it somehow inside the formula. But one thing that really stands out to me is technique. It's technique with vision, technique with timing your adrenaline, and getting yourself to merge with the pitcher. We hear it all the time, to dance with the pitcher, but you know what? It sounds so cliche and easy, but there are actual techniques that good players do just by instinct. Here's a few clips of my son Alex, who was blessed to win the home run hitting derby and challenge in 2015 at the All-American Classic. Some of the best players in the country show up, and he was blessed to win. And here's some of his ZEP hitting metrics test scores. Okay, so here are Alex's ZEP testing hitting metrics. And these were collected from the ZEP representatives themselves, who they may have showed up at the East Coast Pro Showcase, or I don't remember. I know they were at the All-American Classic game at Petco Park, and that's where I prefer to believe that this is where they were actually collected. But here, you can see his bat speed at 84 miles per hour, which in his class, that was taken in 2015. His class rank is 70%. That's, for high-end players, it's rather low. His hand speed at max impact is 28 miles an hour, and you can see that ranks low also at 28%. And even lower is his time to impact. 6.18 seconds at a very low 2.71% class ranking. 100 being the highest. So I've known about this, but someone pointed this out to me this past week, how low his ZEP test scores were, but yet he was the one who won the home run hitting contest. And there's a very strong field. When you go to that event, there's the day before, there's preliminary events, and there's like 50 players are all invited to do the home run hitting challenge. And he was blessed to win and go on to the next day, and there's 4 standing guys left. A very strong crowd of players, a lot of lefties, very powerful hitters. But he was blessed again to come out on top and win it. His last I think 6 hits, he hit 6 in a row with time to spare, and could have kept hitting more, but he won. Very blessed. So my only conclusion to understanding, deciphering these scores is this. And I mentioned this to some of the audience who subscribe and got our hitting series, the world's greatest hitting formula, that I learned years ago that true bat speed, and I'm not sure, I'm just speculating, that true bat speed is reflective to what golfers do. That the club head speed or the bat speed for baseball players, softball players, it actually happens at the very last instant of the swing. That's where bat speed is the greatest. And that's the only thing I can decipher. Well, why is my son still hitting home runs and winning these competitions, but these scores are all extremely low? And that's the only plausible answer that I can give you, is that his bat speed happens at the end. He's trained to have bat speed at the end of his swing. And there's techniques that we've gone over, he's practiced, he's implemented, and they're offered to you, in the hitting series that we have.